Kids nowadays, they get asked which colleges they want to go to, and they name the top schools like USC, UCLA, Notre Dame, and it's good to aim high, which is why student athletes they work hard in both their sport and studies to go into those top schools that they want to, and it's good for them. But there's cases where their ability to play that sport in that college get taken away from them simply because they got a gift from a coach or an outside source that's not the college. And that brings up the topic of should college athletes be paid? There's cases where, like I mentioned, where players get paid or sign an endorsement somewhere and their eligibility to play in that college get taken away from them. And I want to tell you that I disagree with that. I feel like athletes should be able to get paid for playing the sport they like in that college. I'm going to tell you about how the NCAA treats their players, why they have those rules in place, give examples of players being banned basically from playing in those college sports, and a possible solution that we might see sooner than later. Colleges, mostly basketball, main basketball school colleges have this tournament in the spring called March Madness, and they all play in order to win a championship during that month, and they make millions of dollars in that season. Coaches get paid, the schools obviously get paid from the TV deals and the ticket sales, but the players don't. The players that put the product on the floor and basically give that entertainment to the audience, they don't get paid, which is why I don't agree with that. Why they're basically working for free. So that's one of my reasons why I want to let college athletes be paid. There's also another example. Here's a visual aid of, here you could pass it around, pass it over, of all the college coaches in football. They have a combined $53.4 million earned salary, but the 13,000 football players in the college football scene, they get zero, that's crazy. The colleges get paid 50 million more times than them. They get paid nothing. So, and here's another visual aid, basically detailing the NCAA and their players. Here, pass it around too. Basically shows two college athletes carrying the NCAA and the coaches, and they get paid nothing, basically free labor. And that's basically what I want to say about those visual aids. And now I want to give some examples, if I could have your attention, of an athlete that was basically banned from the NCAA because of an endorsement he got, which is LaMelo Ball. He was a very sought after prospect in high school. He committed to UCLA at age 13 because he was that good, and he was ready to play because that's where his brothers were going to play. Lonzo Ball played in UCLA, LiAngelo Ball played in UCLA, and he was going to be the third brother in there too. But once he signed with an agent, to get ready for his business deals, that hurt his eligibility, and he wasn't allowed to play until he fired his agent. But he had a brand with his brothers called Big Baller Brand, and LaMelo Ball released a shoe named the Melo Ones, and that further hurt his eligibility. He wasn't allowed to play at UCLA because of that, because he had his name in a shoe that was going for sale. He couldn't have that. It wasn't allowed. So because he couldn't play in college, he went overseas and played in Australia, where he currently is playing in Australia right now, getting ready to enter the NBA because he couldn't play in college where he was originally going to. And there's another player named RJ Hampton who followed his footsteps basically and played overseas in Australia too because of what happened to LaMelo Ball. He believed that he should be able to make money off his name too, and If he's gonna go to a college that doesn't allow that, then he's not. So that's why he's overseas playing there too, getting ready for the NBA draft. And there's another thing that the NBA is trying to do where they're trying to lower the draft age to 18 so that players could go to the NBA straight out of high school, just like LeBron, like Kobe Bryant did, that they went to the NBA without going to college, and they want to bring that back, which kind of scares the colleges, because now if you do things like March Madness or any of those things, they're not going to have the top players. So the NBA is kind of, scaring them a bit, which is good for my cause, which is to have the players paid. And that brings to the solution I want to bring up. California Governor Gavin Newsom recently signed a bill called the Senate Bill 206, or the Fair Pay to Play Act, which allows students in California to make money off their likeness or get sponsorship deals, endorsements, and that's a good stepping stone to the bigger cause, which is to make every student athlete be able to get paid. So, like I said, good stepping stone so that other states could look and say, we should get that similar law in our state, because if you think about it, if other states don't make that law, all the good athletes, all the good prospects will go to California schools, and schools in other states wouldn't like that. So it all benefits the athletes, which is what should happen. For the last 100 years, the NCAA has been having players play under their name, but with this change, players can now play for the benefit of themselves. Thank you.